Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Okay, just a quick thought. Ava knows when when Connie and Ava was sitting there talking, and one of the things that Ava was surprised about was that she was still, Connie was still working there. Now, Connie was like, you can't sit there and go around slandering my name and slandering accusations and stuff like that. And Ava was like, yeah, I know, you always tend to sue and stuff. But the thing about slander is that she would have to prove that she's actually slandering, right? And so part of me is like, just the energy, that the nastiness, the constantly throwing in her face that you got fired. I'm like, Ava, you should sit there and get that chick fired. Since she wants to sit there and brag and be all smug about it. I don't know why she's not doing that for her. This was a pretty decent episode. I think we all know there's only one part of this episode that was just hanging around like dirty laundry. I'm trying to be nice and be peachy about it. Stephanie was looking good. She was dancing some shitty ass music. She was dancing to some shitty ass music, but I was like, you know, I don't care. Then Jada came over and pooped on her party by bringing up Everett's ashes. And I'm like, oh yeah, almost forgot about him. Kind of feels like Days just did not know what to do with that character. I don't know. I feel like there's a part, maybe it's just me, that when I watched Beyond Salem, we saw the actor, whatever. It was like, for me, I was like, he seemed like he has a like really cool personality and stuff for, the thing that he tried to do to Gabby. So you bring him back as a different character, and he was fine for a while. He was a middle person, and maybe they could have dealt with something with him, and they decided to give him the ID, and it kind of made us not really care that much. It was like, oh, okay, well, there's the bad version of him, and it was just like, I don't know. Part of me was just like, like when they killed them off, it was like, I don't care. Like he had a couple of good scenes with Chad and everything, and I felt like, without Stephanie being that person in the middle, it seemed like they could have been good friends. So when I saw the Ashes, I was like, oh yeah, we're still talking about that character. Now Stephanie wants to then have a service for him. I know this is cold-hearted, but I'm like, do they have to show it? I mean, they didn't put that much. I felt like they didn't put that much energy to him when he was alive. So why should they sit there and go out their way and have us sit through a damn funeral? That he's not there. Leo was there, by the way, being his usual Leo self. Came in with some biography that he wanted Stephanie to publish that was full of lies and everything. The only thing that came out of this scene that was somewhat of interest was that when Stephanie was like, oh, I need some people to go, and kind of Leo was like, why don't you get Connie? Because Connie said that she was good friends with whatever it. She was there the night of she was at his hotel at some point. So Stephanie was like, I'll reach out to him. I'll reach out to her. Now, Melinda, kind of set her up a little bit. But, Connie thinks that she's really smart because she just has this thing called plot armor. And long story short, Melinda accused, because she seemed like she was about to confess, Connie was about to confess to killing Shen, to killing Lee. But gets her to confess about killing Everett and stabbing the commish. So those two things that she got, because I guess Connie was like, well, you're probably gonna wind up dying anyway, so and you're flattering me, which is something that no one ever has gotten me, gave me. 1 second. And it seems towards the end of the episode when Ava calls Melinda, um, Connie's like, she's becoming a problem as well, so I may have to want to get rid of her. So, Gabby is just, well, being Gabby. And, she talks, at some point, she talks to Connie. She has Connie pull the fire alarm. And I think Gabby was actually, no, I think Connie was actually over there at first at some point, and Connie was like, "Oh, you need to sit there." Oh no, never mind. She was sitting there thinking, she was sitting there taking a suggestion by Connie as far as even in the odds, with Stefan cheaters, so he's gonna wind up cheating, and texted her to pull the fire alarm at the bistro. So Stefan leaves, and Gabby, Gabby tried hella hard in a sense to convince him, to get him into bed or whatever. First, she brings up some stuff that's somewhat true. One of the things she said was like, "You ought to be thanking me," because let's be honest, that marriage was never going to work from jump. And he knew that. He knew that from day one that if it wasn't for that baby, Nicole would have been left with Eric. I should tell you the truth, I'm surprised he actually even got together with her. Um, but she pretty much is like, I wound up sparing you, because we all know eventually she was gonna sneak around, she was gonna do something else, and that marriage would have been over either way. And she pretty much kind of convinces him, hey, listen, they made you look like fools. Stuff made me look like a fool with Ava, so we might as well sit there and get back at him. Takes some convincing, which is, I mean, I get it. EJ, like Stephen said, hates her with 1,000 suns. That chick is also kind of bad though. Like that chick, that new Gabby is bad. Like old school Gabby was bad, but this chick is also bad. So, um, and, eventually they wound up getting it on and everything. And Stephen was not there talking to Ava. They were talking about Connie and telling her that Connie is a super fan of Gabby. She's probably the one that pulled the fire alarm, and also the whole lying about her application. And Melinda was going to sit there and fire her, and now they can't sit there and find Melinda. She's sitting there saying stuff that's kind of out of pocket. So they're both just like, yeah, this is a little kind of weird. Now Stefan was going to, he would hire Ava back, but with Gabby and everything like that, he's like, I can't do it. So again, I'm kind of just like, well, unless you're gonna, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised. I thought she would already try to ask for her job back at at the Brady Pub, and I'm just like, no point in you being here. But now it doesn't seem like it really matters because Connie got Ava got a target on her back. So I don't know. Maybe she'll get killed off. I mean, I doubt it. Here's the thing. She's been on this show for a long time. I don't see her leaving this show anytime soon. But you never know, right? Like in all reality, just going on General Hospital, I never thought that they would allegedly kill off a character who's been on the show for 20 something years. And I say alleged because nothing's confirmed yet. This is just rumors that's going on, and we all know who I'm talking about. So, with that being said, it's possible. Um, And of course, at some point, Jada goes back to Ray's bed, where some standing guy is just kind of hanging out there. Because I mean, let's be honest, my dude gotta sit there and take a vacay. You know, you gotta take a little vacay. You know, you gotta take some time off. And you know, better to give him to take. It's better to sit there and have him take some time off than for him to sit there and get burnt out. I mean, I know there's other reasons of why he may not be on the show for a little bit. Could be budget or whatever. But hey, listen, he has some time off, and I don't know. I think that's cool. So it's better to sit there and have these actors get time off than to burn themselves out and not want to be on the show anymore. I mean, I don't love the Rafe character, but I don't hate him either. I know it's pretty sure there's people that actually do love the character. So now one of the other things, well, two of the other things I would sit there and say is there's a point, Gabby's in the room and she comes in on a conversation with EJ and Stephanie. EJ's sitting there talking about, well, Gabby's gonna be my best friend because she don't like Ava as well. And Gabby comes over and tells him that, hey, listen, I told Abby all about your dirty deeds, you R-ing her when she wasn't in her right mind. Now, if you watched my review yesterday, stand by this because while Abby had a split personality of Gabby, Gabby was his own personality, right? So if her personality was Gabby and Gabby got to sit there and make decisions and this, that, and the third, then Gabby, that version of her consented towards relations with him. So it's very hard to sit there and put what he did as R-ing her because Gabby was an entirely separate entity from Abby. Anyway, there's a point where, okay, yeah, Chad. So, yeah, so Fabi, or fake Abby, tells Chad that you need to move out. And by move out, I mean move out to Damaris' place to be with the children since she doesn't have memories yet. And he doesn't like the idea because he feels that his family, well, they're a bunch of whack jobs, okay? You could sit there and say they're eccentric, but they're nut jobs. EJ, Stefan, Gabby, Kristen. Notice how they don't talk about Tony or Anna anymore. Yeah, I heard some stuff about that. Specifically with the Tony part, but what I was gonna say. So he doesn't like her living in a house full of vipers. And at first, she's like, "Oh, is it because you think that I'm gonna want to sleep with one of your brothers again?" He was like, "No, no, 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 no. It's just they're nuts." He does sit there and tell her that at some point he did move on with Stephanie. And he felt kind of bad, but she was like, "No, no, no, it's cool. You didn't know. It's totally fine." And he convinces her to stay there just for a little bit until she gets back her full memories. So after he leaves, she just has that look, that sigh. And I think it has it been like 2 weeks or a week so far. We still don't know what her objective is. We don't know why she's doing what she's doing. We know that there's guilt behind it. There's guilt behind lying to him, especially to the kids, but lying to him in general. So what is their end game? What is her and Mark's end game? That is the question that I think is on everyone's minds. Now I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else, but if I miss anything, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, Young and the Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.